All right, ready?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Gotta get it out before we start.
That was a big one.
Hello and welcome to the U Up Podcast. I'm Jared Fried and I am joined by this week's very special co-host, Tiff, Baira. Thank you for coming on the show.
I'm so excited to be here.
Tiff, you host the show called StreetHearts, which we can find on all your social media. You also wrote the modern dating book for dummies that is out right now. You can find it, you can love it, you can read it. Go buy it immediately. Tiff, thank you for coming on.
I'm so excited.
What's going on? How are you? I love the outfit. I love the look. I love the hat. You look like we're ready to go out on a bachelorette party. Like
No, that's always the energy.
That's the energy?
Yeah, this is a casual, weekday look, you know?
This is a totally muted Tuesday
I like to fit
cowboy
in.
hat. Yeah.
What can I say?
You walked in the office and everyone went, oh, okay, maybe she works here.
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
she's a Betches employee and just another Tuesday.
I think we could match.
I love it. I went white tee because I wanted to let you shine. That was my whole plan.
Yeah, you're giving Instagram model's boyfriend that takes all the photos and
Yes.
she's really in crazy outfits.
I think that's where most men want to be. We don't want to be front and center. I do think being someone's arm in an Instagram picture is a fun place.
Dream hard launch is just someone's hand with a nice watch. I'm not hard launching a man on my profile until I've been married, divorced, and then we got back together.
Right.
You
Then
know what
it's
I mean?
for sure.
Then it's for sure. I will never hard launch before then.
Nice watch. Does that matter to you? You see
Rolex
it?
is very important.
Rolex is very
Or a
important.
Patek. I mean,
Or a Patek. Look at you. How old are you, Tiff?
29.
29. To me, Gen Z somehow walks this weird tightrope of money lover and rich person hater. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I get what you mean.
It does feel like every Gen Z is totally about get the bag.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're like, I don't like anyone who already has the bag.
So I see what you're saying, and that's why I did both. Grew up half of my life in a trailer park.
Okay.
And then I came to New York broke. Then worked in restaurants, working 3-4 jobs.
Love it.
So
Okay.
I feel like it's the hero's journey.
Okay.
You know? So it's have you read the book where it's they go through all these challenges and they grow?
So you were working 3 restaurant jobs, and
Yeah.
and when did the star-studded cowboy hat wearing Tiff
I've always been like
start?
this.
You've always been
rich
wearing
or poor, always a baddie.
always a baddie, always a peacock, always walking in, disco ball, ready to go.
I think it doesn't take a lot of money to have style. And
Right.
that's a big thing. Even when I was working in restaurants and even when I was just dating when I was younger, you don't have to wear the most expensive thing in the room, but I want it to be so you know?
You got to own it.
Yeah.
Right. So what got you started with, and StreetHearts, basically you sit in on a date with 2 people. Is that's the show, right?
Yes.
So you sit on a date with 2 people and you kind of you're the straw that stirs the drink. You ask the questions, you make sure they're talking, and at the end of the date, basically they say whether they're in or they're out.
Yeah.
And that's the show.
That's a show.
What about those, you go on those dates with people, what do you notice most on those dates? What's the thing people do wrong?
Well, here's the thing. I would rather focus on what they do right because what I've noticed the most is that people are always nervous to start the conversation, but once they get started talking, then it's they're ready for connection.
What's a good first thing to say?
Well, I'm always why are you single? So I get
Why
that
are you
going.
single?
That's always the first question on the show.
Let's say someone says why they're single. I mean, that's obviously going to give you a taste of whether you're in or out at that point. Don't you think you would know? Why are you single? I agree with the question. I think it gets a little different as you get older.
Why are you single?
I would say, why am I single? I haven't found the right match to fit me. And that's that I've been so excited about that I can kind of put aside delusion or put aside rationality for delusion.
Yeah.
So if I'm to give a kind of a political answer, I guess, I've met a lot of great people, but am I ready to just sprint towards something that ends in failure for a lot of people, that actually is difficult, that is actually a lot of work? Do I want to do the work for this person that I'm with, or would I be okay doing the work with the person I'm with. Does that make sense?
Yes, and why I asked you that is because that's what I feel like is the honesty of StreetHearts in the show. Is like, it used to be this connotation that being single is like a sad, pathetic thing, but I actually think it's an empowering thing, especially in a city like New York. There's a million options and you're trying to grow. Everyone's working a million jobs. Everyone's trying to chase their dreams. And I think to your point exactly, it's like, if it's mediocre, I don't want it. So it's like, how do you chase a love that's realistic, that it will be work. It won't always be perfect. It's not a rom-com, but also that like, why am I in a rush to settle because people told us that you have to be married by a certain age. You have to reach these like 10 pole, like whatever by a certain age. I think it's bullshit.
So why are you still single?
Because I haven't met someone that made me not want to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you like doing single? Are you having fun?
Yes. Well, it depends on the day.
Right.
Anyone that tells you that they have fun every day being single is a lying motherfucker.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. Because I think the main thing is like sometimes it's a
Well,
hard...
relationships aren't fun every day either.
Right.
Like
so choose your poison?
Right. Well, right. The idea that everyone's having fun every day or anyone is having fun every day, that's crazy.
Here's the thing. I feel like when I've been in love, because I've been in love before, I felt like I knew what I was doing and I was making the right choice. And I think choice is the biggest part of this. It's like, you can be, I tell everyone that's like, oh my God, why am I still single? Like, I hate being single. I'm like, if you wanted to right now be in a relationship, you could.
Right.
Everyone in this room could be in a relationship. It's about, number one, why do you want to be in a relationship? Is it because you want to, or do you feel the pressure? Or do you want to be validated? Are you insecure that you're not enough on your own? And the last thing is like, what do you want out of that relationship? You know, I think we see a lot of people that are unhappy together, but they're just together because they're scared of being alone.
I know. Well, you know, you said something about it. I hate being single. And I'm always like, that's such an unattractive thing to me. The problem is this also gets so personal. Like everything we're saying is easy to say. It's diet and exercise. Everyone knows what to do. Everyone knows they don't want to be in a mediocre relationship. But to look at someone who you genuinely enjoy and say, I just feel this is mediocre. It's like very mean and it feels personal, even though it really isn't, but it is. You know, like that's why we get into specific emails here. We're going to get to the emails, uup@betches.com. If you want to write into the show, anything you'd like, send in about your dating life. We love specificity. We love when you tell a story. We love when you give us a bone to gnaw on, because a lot of these things, and as you've seen, like, you've probably sat at the table with two people and been like, I can see why this works, even though if it was written on paper, it's not something I would want, you know?
What makes relationships and connection really special is, to your point, it's really not personal. There's a lot of things about love and flirting and connection that like is magical. Like, and I think people are trying to make it so scientific or make it AI. Like, your dating life is not ChatGPT. You can't put an input and get a specific output. I can't tell you why you walk into a bar and there's a million people and you see that one person and they make you feel alive. I can't tell you why you can meet one person on a date and you feel like you're in like the worst chemistry class of your life. It's so fucking boring. You know,
it's so funny. You're dressed so bright and beautiful and so alive, and I have to be like the pessimistic Peter over here because everything you're saying is right, but like we got to get people to the bar. Do you know what I mean? Like,
we have to go to the bar.
Well, you got to go to the bar. You got to go to the social.
I love the bar.
I know, and that's the thing. But I think that's the problem. Like, if someone was watching this and they're like they're in a bad state, they're going, screw these two people. They're on a podcast telling me, oh, you'll know when you know, and you'll walk into the bar and you'll feel that magic. And it's like, I don't even want to get off the couch. Like, I don't like there. And that again, no one's saying you have to. But that we're saying, I guess you're floating around. The apps are not really going to give you that magical chemistry, but
no.
Generally not.
I think the apps can be a tool.
Okay.
I call them the airplane to your destination.
Okay.
But a lot of people get lost in app purgatory, which is like, oh, I think I'm doing the work because I'm scrolling. But I always say you can't get dick door dashed. You need to be able to step out. And can you curse
listen?
on here?
If I got if I got a message that someone needs a dick, I'd be like, okay. If I got a DoorDash,
you'd be the messenger?
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of straight men that would be like, okay, I can just come over, you know. But
it depends what you're looking for. My point is that if you want to actually make connection, you can utilize the apps as a tool. It's the hammer, not the wall. You have to literally go out on that date, regardless of how you met,
totally,
and do the date.
What do they say in golf? They say, if you get a new club for your bag, or I need a new putter. They say it's not the wand, it's the wizard.
I know nothing about golf, but I believe you.
What I'm saying, but it's not the app, it's the wizard. You know, the wand.
wizard.
The app is a wand, is a
Wow,
tool.
yeah.
No, you don't understand?
Yes.
Do you understand or no?
Love is magic.
No, love. The app is a tool. It's not the wizard. It's not the wand. It's like not the tool that's the problem. It's the person using the tool.
Yeah. Do not get lost in the app and think it's going to solve all your problems. That's why people get tired. You hear app fatigue all the time. But the problem isn't the app. It's that you're using it to solve all your problems. It's the way that you use it to then go on the real date. No matter what, I think, my honest opinion, and I face it myself, now I'm actively dating again. So I took a year off.
Last date you went on.
Oh, gosh. How was it?
How'd you meet? Where'd you go? What's their name? What's their social security number?
Okay, cool. Okay, so I travel a lot for work. And I feel like when you travel, you have a lot of whimsical romances. Like I have this new thing, like last year I didn't date domestically. So I was like found love while I was traveling and left it there. And you get
Was that a way of, explain that.
Yeah, so it's probably a way of avoiding actually building
intimate
something.
Connection and not getting ahead of yourself.
But I was in a 1.5 year relationship, broke up. I always say it takes like about a year and some change after a breakup to really feel ready to date for something new.
So you were in a 1.5 year relationship.
Yeah.
And this is while you're on this like wild ride from working at 3 restaurants to creating this, this media empire of yours. You're creating your own business, your own world. And how did it kind of devolve? What happened after a 1.5 years? How did you guys meet and what ended that?
Well, I think like in a really positive way, it taught me that I did deserve love. Because if you've been single enough in New York, you start to get really jaded and feel like sex and hookups are really the only option. So to really have that romantic bond and have someone believe in you and your dreams, like that is a life lesson that I still carry on as I'm without him. He like taught me some good things.
Right.
He also taught me that like there's more out there. So I didn't settle. So it was one of those breakups that are really hard where like nothing really happened, but you just knew it wasn't the right fit. And I always think like sometimes that's harder to walk away from something, again, mediocre, for something that you don't know exists than to stay in something just because it's comfortable.
So you leave that relationship. You're like, I think this is nice. It's nice. So what I'm hearing is it's nice to like know I can be in a relationship.
Yeah.
And then
I thought I wasn't the type. I thought I was always going to just match make people and that, because both of my parents are divorced since I was 6 months old. They've never remarried. So I have never seen any like love IRL. That's why I love rom-coms. And that's why like I wanted to make StreetHearts, because I feel like it's really hard to see a realistic example of like connection.
Right.
It's always dramatized in like movies or it's just like negative.
Well, that's I can understand that where you're like, I haven't seen it, so why would I believe in it? I'm believing in this thing that was only written in the movies. And so now you're in this like, okay, so you get out of this relationship, you move on, seems amicably or?
Yeah.
Okay, and now you do a 1.5 year single and you say no domestic relationships, only international
flings.
International flings.
I went to get my passport stamped.
So you wanted to go and fuck around a little bit. Like if a guy said that, he would sound like a total asshole.
Do I sound like an asshole?
No, I think you sound great. I don't. I'm just saying, sound like an asshole doesn't mean there an asshole.
No, here's the thing. I really did my wellness thing. So I realized when you
Where'd you hook up? What country?
What do you mean by hook up? We just talked.
I just Tiff just went to a climactic place. She went, she breathed a little heavier. Where did I hook up? Well, let me tell you, takes out a cigarette.
It was a good time back then. He was a nice guy.
Colombia. What was the countries?
So I went to Paris and Cannes.
Okay.
So I had little French rendezvous.
How do you meet the guys?
So I was staying at a hotel that was a private membership club, and then I would just go down.
So Soho House in Paris.
Yes. I didn't know
You're
you
at
could
Soho
say.
House. I was a member. I put it on hold because I moved out of New York. I think a private members club is great because people are looking to meet people there. People are kind of have the I would say the safety of feeling like someone has been let in, that there's a little bit of community to it, and you can, the bartenders see the same people all the time. Has that guy come in before? Oh yeah, he's here all the time. And there's a little bit of a safety net there, right?
Yeah, I mean, the bartenders are your matchmakers there.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I always say, no matter if you're going to like whatever bar you're at, make friends with the bartender because while like you were saying, like people that don't believe that it's possible to meet in person, you have to have strategy.
Right.
Like I call it the Scantron. When you walk into the room, you have to scan for the hottest person in there and position yourself close as possible. Like I say, like it's all luck and location. So
the worst is when you go to a bar, you're like, where am I going to sit? And then you're like, oh, there's a spot. And then this like, you sit next to this hot chick and then all of a sudden she gets up, old man.
it's always the oldest
He's like,
man.
hello, son. A lot of talent in here. You're like, fuck, I'm next to the talent guy. How'd I end up here?
This is like in 1962, I worked the first play in New York. And I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to get laid.
So you found a guy at Soho House in Paris or in Cannes?
Yeah. But, here's the thing. Regardless of how those, whether it's a hookup or a new friend or a conversation, I think your flirting skills, you have to sharpen them.
Do you not like to get personal with your dating stuff? You're very good at holding, because we've gotten to like the surface of these stories. I want to know, did you fuck in Paris?
Jared.
I'm sorry.
Jared.
I'm trying to get to know you for the listeners here,
Is
the
that
viewers.
what happened to fucking hello?
I said hello.
Now I want to know.
Now we see what we fucked.
I don't fucking tell.
Okay, good. Paris. Give me the countries.
Okay.
Paris.
And I'm not saying I'm.
You met someone.
Yeah, I chatted.
Okay,
abroad.
we're not
All
looking
I like
to
do is chat.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not sitting
you.
here in a place of judgment. I'm judging.
You're judging.
I have pride for you.
Let me tell you the thing.
Men can't do this as easily.
Really?
You understand? I went abroad.
It's
I didn't
so
talk
tough
to
being
one
a man.
woman.
It's so tough.
It's very tough.
Loneliness epidemic.
Do you want to go fuck abroad? You go there and I'm like, hi, I'm from America. I like cheeseburgers.
No,
like,
but can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I think what like men could really grow it like now, because a lot of people are not like taking initiative. Like if a guy goes up to someone, I feel like that's the skill that will immediately get you ahead. Like taking initiative,
Right.
saying, "Hey, what's up? My name is blank." Like just a
Is that how I should do it?
Yeah, I mean maybe like in a
Hi,
like,
I'm Jared.
Jared.
Yeah.
I mean like okay, that wasn't like the
No,
interview.
no,
It's like okay, the lights are dim. You sound like you're about to.
Okay,
like,
let me. That sounded like I was looking for the bathroom.
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
you're
I
right.
was like, can I help
You're
you?
right. Okay, how about? Hey,
Oh wow, yeah.
I'm
melting.
Jared. Really?
I might
That's
break
it?
my non-domestic rule.
So Paris, where else did you go?
Berlin. So I actually had like a.
Berlin is like the sex capital of the world.
Yes, well,
okay, we don't want to get personal.
I still talk to him. No, it's
Really?
romantic. Like I was in a WhatsApp situationship.
How, explain that.
I still don't know what's going on. He like texted me happy birthday. Like he's like, I'm coming here. I'm like, he has a neck tattoo. And
Okay,
like,
aren't people with neck tattoos deserving of love?
No, 100%. And I was
I'm doing the Gen Z thing. Don't you think we deserve love too?
Are you gonna get a tattoo with my name
No,
on it?
I'm Jewish. My mom would disown me.
Okay. Look, I met him out and actually at another Soho House. What the fuck?
This is
I'm
an
putting the hoe
ad
in
for
Soho.
Soho House.
No,
I gotta say, they just had a lot of like business problems, and this is a great way for them to get
please.
new membership.
No, I'm gonna get
Listen, I've been to Soho House in New York on a Saturday night. It is like the Sahara. Like there are women looking to meet men
yeah.
at Soho House on a Saturday night in a way that you could feel it.
But can I tell you something?
Sure.
Women, at least like all my friends and everyone that I know, the biggest question I get is, Tiff, where the fuck do I meet guys
Right.
in New York City? That is truly how I built my career.
Mm-hmm.
Like about like giving recommendation on where to meet people. So I feel like there needs to be like this, I'm so over nonchalant, like we're too cool for love. Like,
Mm-hmm.
can we just fucking admit that we're all like lonely and we want to like meet each other? And like, I want it to
Right.
feel like a 90s happy hour where we just like talk and drink martinis.
I would say from the male side of this, being a single guy who's lived in New York and has wondered, where are the other men like me? I've said that here. It's tough to like think about. I would say there is a lot of thought and pressure that goes into, I don't want to go too far that I'm blamed for going too far.
What's too far?
Too far emotionally with okay, you go up to someone, let's have a date this Friday. I think the apps for women are exhausting, and I think for men it is like signing some sort of like contract up front. And there's no subtlety on an app because you're on a thing called a dating app. The umbrella of dating hovers over it. So it's like the idea, like, and men love, vague relationships. They love them.
Are you pro situationship?
I'm not pro situationship. I know what I like. I know what
that
I
a
feel
situationship?
comfortable with. Well, vague relationships, vague. You don't
you
want to be
just changed it?
blamed for anything. Like you don't want to get, you absolve yourself of all responsibility when you can just say, we've just gone out. We're just talking. We're just hanging out. That all these are done by, purposely by men.
Well, here's the thing. I think like transparency at the beginning is really important.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when I'm going to, because now, like I said, I'm now dating in New York again.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't go into it expecting the picket fence and this to be my husband. I am actually going on a date to a place that I like and I want to have fun and I want to get to know each other. So I think if we can both like just have an open mind, this could be something or it could be nothing.
Right.
I think because of like social media and all these voices being like, if he does this is what it means. If she does this, she hates you. All people suck. They suck if they do that. It's like we've all become content. And I think if we could start to like humanize the process again, that there is a lot of ambiguity and like we're doing our best to navigate, but like the baseline is like, I need connection. I want to meet someone.
You're exactly right. And it's a refreshing thing to hear because sometimes I think I talk about this too much. I went from, I don't think it matters what happens on the internet to now I think it matters too much because I do think the noise happens for everyone. Like the noise for women is a lot of women telling you what to do and what's right and what's wrong. I think the noise for men is we're out here to get you if you don't treat me the exact way I want to be treated. And I think both are worth acknowledging as the weather, so to speak. And we, this podcast, and we're going to get into it with the emails, is all about bringing your umbrella, giving you a perspective from two people who are single saying, here's how I felt in that situation, and maybe that will help you. So we are so excited to have Tiff here. Tiff Baira on Instagram, on socials, on TikTok. Go follow StreetHearts. What made you start it?
I want people to actually have hope about love again.
Well, beyond that, when did you buy a table?
Oh, when did I start? Oh, I thought you said why or what?
No, why? But what makes you buy a fold out table, put it in the middle of the street? I know the intent is people to find love. I don't need the elevator pitch.
This is like love court.
Gen Z always pitching. We'll get you a brand deal, okay?
I don't need a brand deal from you.
The goal here is to find love in an.
You know what? Maybe you just don't believe in love enough.
I believe in love, but I believe also in a capitalist that I'm looking at right now.
I believe in love.
I believe in love.
The iPad is shaking.
I believe in capitalism. And you went to a street and you put out a chair and tables and you said, hey, do you want to be on my show?
Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna really just.
The Gen Z of it all just crushes me. I just believe in love so much that I put a table in the middle of the street.
I'm 29.
To me.
Are you calling me young?
Yeah, you're young.
I do have Botox.
You're hip. You're doing it right.
Thanks. I love being insulted and complimented at the same time.
That was an insult-lament.
I love that. Yeah, no, that's a dream.
I didn't see it as an insult, but I'm sorry if you did. I'll apologize. I can admit when I'm wrong.
Oh, wow.
I'm a modern man.
Wow, you're so Gen Z.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
I'm putting on my dangly earring.
Oh, yeah, it has to be like a cross or something. All this,
it's going to be tough. It might singe my skin. So,
it's always
what made you do it?
Okay, so the biggest thing that I was seeing, well, number one, I was in content for a long time.
Okay.
So
what were you doing?
I've been in content for 6 years. I went viral for like where to meet guys, giving dating advice.
Okay.
But to your point, it wasn't rules on what to do, no right or wrong. It was about like how to feel good about yourself. Mm-hmm. So it was about like, I'm a big believer of working with what you got. Mm-hmm. I know that Emily Ratajkowski is going to have maybe a little bit of like more options than me or someone else. You know what I mean? You have to be realistic in the sense that like height and looks and personality, all these different things are factors. So how do you learn to love what you have and own it and be confident about it? So that was always what my like goal was.
That was the beginnings of all of this.
Because all the dating advice that I heard is like, you have to change everything about yourself in order to get someone to like you.
Okay.
So the old
where were you listening to dating advice?
Patty from $1 Million Matchmaker.
You didn't find this podcast where we've been talking the same way for 8 years? We've been pushing the word of take what you got, but for every seat. For years, we had horrible. We needed your social media people. We needed your social media.
I'm happy you're pushing that because it's like we all need to feel like we're enough as we are. So anyway, I wanted the show just to be as simple as possible. You don't have to worry about who needs to pay. You don't have to worry about logistics of like if they're gonna like the place I choose or how are we gonna. So it's like, how do we make dating as simple as possible, which is a table and two people, and the honesty of like you can't ghost each other on the show. You have to be accountable for how you feel, and you have to be honest.
And again, you're getting two people to sit down and smell each other, which is like a big part of this. If you can't smell them, you can't get to know them.
That's so true.
Let's do some emails. Are you ready?
Cool.
UUP@betches.com. Also, if you want to hear from Jordana, our co-host here at the U Up podcast, we have benefits episodes. $5 a month get you the podcast ad-free and a day early, plus 2 extra podcasts a month where we go over our personal lives. We get a little personal. So go sign up. The link is in the bio. Also, we're on YouTube. You got to see Tiff's outfit. She looks magnificent. She really brought it for us. This is appreciated. This is great. Go on YouTube, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think about the episode. I'm sure they're going to love it. You ready?
I'm ready.
J&J and T. I recently found your podcast incredibly helpful while dating in my mid-20s. Here's my dilemma. There's a guy who comes into the bar where I work almost every week. At first, we barely talked, but over time, we bonded over movies, and now we ended up talking for long stretches whenever he's there. The chemistry feels obvious. My coworkers all agree he's flirting, but he hasn't asked me out, and I don't get why. A few weeks ago, I took initiative and asked for his Instagram to show interest outside of work. We exchanged a few messages and memes, but nothing consistent. I feel like I've made my interest clear, yet we're still stuck in this limbo. So my question is, how do I flirt in a way that actually gets us to the first date without making things awkward at work if he doesn't take the hint? Sincerely, a confused betch. Tiff, Baira, how do you feel?
I feel like, I call this like the cubicle cuties, where it's like, it's always going to be a little awkward if you like someone that you work with, right? Mm-hmm. So you really have to ask yourself first, is this worth it? There's a million people in Manhattan. Like, are you really obsessed with this person? She works at the bar with him, right?
So it seems as though there's a guy who comes into the bar where I work. So this is like a customer.
Oh, a customer, totally different situation.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, look, I went on, I made content for a year where I asked strangers on a date. And I feel like it's not that confusing. Just ask and find out. It's better to get an answer than be stuck in this limbo.
Right.
So if it's awkward, that if you, like I always say, like, rejection is always better for you than sitting here wondering what if. So she just needs to do it.
I've noticed things about my DMs, and it's like, just from my experience, women do 2 things. It's one or the other. They either don't take the shot, they half take the shot, they don't give enough. They don't say what they want right away and give you an opportunity to see what they have seen. Or it's the other side of the scenario where they're not listening. They're not hearing that you're not saying, that you're being as polite as you can be without saying, no, I don't want to go on a date with you.
You have a lot of people in your DMs?
I get DMs from time to time, mostly from people's mothers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I get a lot of mom DMs, like, hey, you should meet my daughter. Like, I get the aunt, which is very nice, and it's actually a compliment, and I take it that way.
I mean, if the moms are in your DMs trying to set you up, like, that's a good sign.
It's a good sign for, I guess I come across as a nice enough guy that is talking. I'm also talking about dating a lot. So like, again, this podcast is just like, I am a safe adventure, I think. Like, I think a lot of women want that. They want like someone they can approach that they don't feel that they will be embarrassed by, but also someone who's doing something or maybe involved in stuff that is more crazy or just out there in a way, But
can I just say, like, to this question, it's never embarrassing to try. Like, it's never embarrassing to shoot your shot.
Well, that's my point.
I think you should do it.
But that's my point. It's like, I would go back to the initial DM.
Yeah.
And if someone sent me this DM and was like, hey, felt a vibe every time you're in the bar. Here's my number. I'd love to get a drink. I'm free next week, Monday through Thursday. Make a plan and I'm in. Make a plan and I'm in is like, door shut. You have all the tools to build the house. Go ahead.
Go ahead and build it.
And they've already, here's what is important, because this is specific to this email. The guy's seen you. He's seen you at the bar. He's seen what you look like. He smelled you. So there's a point where you go, okay, he doesn't need more than he's gotten. If I had a woman say that to me with a private account where she's looked at my whole account, I would say it's not even at this point.
Right.
And then I would say, this is not enough. You need to open up your account, or here's a few pictures to let you know my vibe. That can make it less gross for you. Let you know my vibe, make a plan I'm in, and here's some pictures to let you know my vibe. Take sexuality out of it, makes it so it's not, because honestly, everyone has types and you might not be the type for them. It doesn't
100%.
matter.
It's not personal.
It's not personal. So when you do that, you have given all the tools to build the house. If you give just a hammer and no nails, you have not given enough for the person to build the house. And the house in this instance is the date.
Yeah.
The other problem is if someone sees that and says nothing to it or hearts it, they have your number, it's over, unfollow, walk away. It's okay.
Live your life, move on.
Right. I would never get that text or DM and go, can you believe this loser wants to go out with me? No, never. I would I would quietly walk away from it. And I would think also if I'm to give like women some like to pump you up to like send this DM, men don't like drama. Men don't like screenshot on TikTok, hey, look at this loser who DM'd me. They generally don't do this, and it also won't be received well by the audience. So there's a little safety in that. So sending the DM that's initial with all the information, hey, I would love to go out, here's my vibe, make a plan, and I'm in. Now you're putting them in a position that they have to ask you on the date. Now you can feel good about it if it happens, and you can also walk away from it. I've never felt a DM was stupid other than I can't see them and I feel they're stupid for that.
No, I think you're making such a good point where it's just like, look, at the end of the day, people will be complimented that you have interest in them.
Totally.
And there's nothing embarrassing about trying and saying like, hey, like I want answers. Like clearly, like you said, he's seen you. He thinks, he's responding to you. They've shared some memes and all that. But the biggest thing that I will say is like, we all kind of inherently know when someone's into us and when they're not. So I hate the theory that like if he wanted to, he would. I think it needs to be more of a mutual thing. And even if you take gender out of it, if you take romance out of it, effort is effort no matter who's doing it.
Right.
So if you feel like something is too one-sided, it's time to move on. And I always say like leave room for someone to show you. So
Right.
I think sometimes, especially if you're maybe not having the best confidence while dating, you feel like the more you do, the more they'll like you. But that's the absolute opposite. I've noticed the less you do, the more they like you.
Right. Well, that's kind of the reason for the, it's like DoorDash. Leave the stuff at the door and they'll either pick it up or they won't.
Or they won't. And I think we feel like that's the scariest thing is someone not reciprocating, someone not wanting us. But if you are trying to like push something that's not meant to be, you're just wasting your own time and energy. So I think...
Well, also, sorry to interrupt, but then when you get it, you won't even feel great about it.
No.
You'll be like, well, are they here because I pushed?
Yeah. Are they here because they didn't like their other plans canceled? Like, there's nothing worse than being a back burner bitch. And as a reformed back burner bitch, I'm very passionate about this.
Do you get DMs?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I have like the dusty crusties that are in my like requests that like send me like good morning baby, good morning baby, good morning baby, and I'm like, who the fuck are you?
Right.
I've never.
How do they have time all morning?
I've never gotten a DM from someone that like I would actually go on a date with.
Never.
But I've never done the friends to lovers pipeline. Really, I've always liked to date like outside of my world.
What do you mean?
Like, I mean, most of the time, like I could probably, like I've never like I said, like I'm around single people all the time,
right?
And like I work a lot. Like this is what no one tells you. When I was like in restaurants, my dating life was amazing because I had time. Like I would clock in, clock out, and then it was all about dating and like all about. Now is like the last few years have really been about like building myself up, my business. It's like I'm working all the time, and then the guys I'm around are all like my friends. So I have to be intentional about dating. Like I don't date anyone in my network. I like either use the app or I go out for that. I call it like daddy hunting. Me and the girls on Friday nights we go out.
Where
just
do you
to
go
meet
daddy
people.
hunting?
Jeans, People's.
So you go to all the hot spots. These are the TikTok spots. Jeans especially.
I don't know, like one of my friends owns it, so I just go and
I went to
fun.
the other Jeans. There's another Jeans.
Like Levi?
No, yeah, I go buy jeans and I hang out there.
Buy jeans.
Every Friday night I go to Levi's and I try on jeans while crying. And that's how I meet women.
They say old mate. I can't say where I live, but Old Mates is really good. Where do you go to meet girls?
Well,
Do you meet girls?
It would
Have
depend.
you met a girl?
It I don't meet them much. I meet their moms in my DMs. No, when I go out, it's generally an alone sport. I'll hang at a bar. I'll have like a beer or something in front of me, and I'm kind of just like hanging on my phone. And I would talk to people, but I'm also like generally just like looking to hang after a show.
Do you performatively read ever at the bar?
No, I would never.
That would be terrible.
I'd be holding the book upside down. They'd be like, that guy doesn't know how to read.
Like, he's never read a book.
No, it's gonna. Why read? I'm cool.
I'm mysterious.
Let's do another email. uup@betches.com. Tiff, let's hear an ickier. Oh, I want to hear your I want top 5 tips on how to flirt.
Okay.
So you go to Jeans. I went to Jeans with a J, I think.
Yeah, it's spelled with a J.
No, I went to Jeans with a G.
Oh.
My buddy was like, we got to go to Jeans. And we ended up at this like Italian spot that was like all people in their hundreds. And we were like, this isn't Jeans. And then we were like, what the fuck? What happened to like the hot women we see on TikTok? And we were just at this bar that looked like it was out of like an old folks home. Yeah, it was crazy. I'll never forget it. He did this to me twice. Same friend did this to me twice. He was like, we got to go to Jeans. Oh, it's the hottest spot in Manhattan. I'm like, oh, I think I've seen that place on TikTok. And then we ended up at this like old folks home. And I was like, wait a minute, what are we doing here? Look it up. Jeans with a G.
Maybe you can make that the new spot.
Is it, V, do you see Jeans with a G in New York? Where is it? It's like around here. It's like 25th and 5th. Not to disparage this place. I'm sure the food is great. It looks like it's been there forever, but it is not the place I thought it was.
It's on 11th Street.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It's on 11th Street.
I just picture you like suited up.
We were like, we are going to the hottest place in Manhattan. And I was like, and then we walked in.
Where's the doorman?
Right. And then there was like a guy going, like clearing his throat. The same guy did this to us. We were all hammered and we were out and he's like, we got to go get the best pizza in town. This place is the best pizza. Domino's does it great. We love Domino's. And I was like, we got to his house. He's like, we were like, are we going to Domino's? And he goes, Domino's? I was so
I need to
angry.
meet this guy. Honestly, maybe that's my husband.
The baby, he's married.
Oh.
But
Wait,
the baby's married. Yeah, congrats.
Good
But the
Domino's
baby
pizza.
has done this to me twice. I'm walking around being like, oh, I'm getting Domino's tonight. I can't wait there. I heard that. He goes, their cheese bread is like unbelievable.
That's me trying to make a boring man sound interesting. I'm always like, no, he's not Domino's, he's Domino's. Because I love a boring man.
You like a boring guy?
Yeah.
Right. They got to be, you can't have 2 cowboy hats in a relationship.
No, not in public.
So you go, we keep that in the bedroom. I like that. I like how you go over to Tiff's house. Oh yeah, come back to my place. Here's your hat. Take off your clothes. Here's your hat.
Jesus Christ.
Guy from Paris.
I'm
2 berets.
Look, PG family friendly.
I'm sorry. Okay.
You want to just
Your top 5 tips for how to flirt.
Okay. Sorry, I feel like we can't land a fucking plane.
We can land it. Come on, this is what this podcast is all about.
Okay,
Fun, top 5 ways to flirt.
All right, I always say you have to give them 50 shades of cornea. So
50 shades of cornea, and then you look like you're taking an eye exam?
yeah, you show them those eyes. Like, I feel like you have to just make eye contact for 3 seconds, 3 to 5 if you're really hot.
Okay.
And then they'll know. So if you're making eye contact.
Do you wear those glasses when you go into the bar?
No.
The glasses are for the show.
I just wore them with you because you were radiating. And
excuse me.
That's how you flirt.
Oh, there it is. I just felt it. Oh my God. A little shiver went up my tuchus. Okay. Hold on. So you give them some eyes.
Look, when you're at a bar, you will know in 5 seconds. If they lock eyes with you, they're in. If they turn away, move on to the next.
Okay. So you lock eyes. You find out, you go, they're in.
Yeah.
What's the next move?
Next move, you'll typically like equally gravitate, or I would prefer the guy to just come up to me. So if he doesn't do it, then I'll be like, excuse me, like, where's the bathroom? Excuse me. And your voice has to go up.
Gotta go up.
Yeah, like anytime I'm fighting, excuse me, is that an espresso martini? Are you just happy to see me?
That's it.
Yeah.
I love it. I think just saying anything.
You literally don't have to say, it
Right,
doesn't matter
works.
what you say. And so you either go up or you go low. So it's like,
Okay.
wow, that Patagonia vest, is it vintage?
Perfect.
Yeah, right.
And then they like boring, but you like a boring guy. You like
No, either boring or a man that'll ruin my life. There's no in between.
or what?
A man that'll ruin my life.
A man that will
Couldn't care if
ruin
I
your
live or
life.
die.
You said it so quick that I thought it was like a French term. A man that will ruin my life.
A man that'll ruin my life, no?
Yeah. Okay. So you go up to a guy, it goes high or low. So, okay.
And then I do think like having your like groups merge. So if you're out with friends, like every friend group has the person that's the yapper, and then you have a friend that's the securer. So there's one that's good at like throwing the fishing rod out.
Yes.
And then there's someone that can help like make the groups.
You want the tender and the cruise ship.
Is that a fishing term? Is that like golf?
I know
you have a lot of activity.
You know the little boat that comes off of the big boat? You need the little boat to go out, bring people over to the big boat.
Like in the Titanic?
The little tiny like boats that they all, help them live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all on the Titanic, aren't we?
I think going up to someone and complimenting them. Would that be okay?
Yeah, I think complimenting.
Tiff, those shoes, love them. Oh wait, I gotta go higher. Tiff, those shoes, love them.
That would be my dream.
Okay.
Because I'd be like, oh, he's for the girls.
There it is.
I'd be like,
okay,
I'm safe instantly.
Tiff, the shoes.
A guy that's like, yes.
Yes. Queen.
Yeah.
You could
Well,
just
then
say
I would
those.
think you're not into me.
Oh, yeah.
I think you might be into other
You're at the
people.
wrong bar, sir. Yeah. Do you have any other tips for flirting? So give them eye contact, go up, have something to say.
Yeah, and don't be nervous. Like I feel like the major thing is
Don't be nervous is like telling someone, okay, I'm sorry.
One
Okay,
second,
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Please.
My bad.
Flirting is just being hot and talking. So like I think like take the whole like pressure of sexual, like act like you're talking to your best friend. So when I go on a first date, the first thing I always say is like, how was your day today? Like don't make it an interview. So
Why are
same
you
with
single?
flirting. Why am I single?
No, that's what you said.
That's for other people. Are we talking about other people or me?
You.
Why I would never start my own date.
Oh, then why are you telling people to do that?
Because that we have like a minute and 30 seconds, so we're getting to the point. But I think if you're on a normal, longer date, slow burn, and not interrogation. Key to flirting, I think I call it volleyballing. So even if you're not the best conversationalist, you ask them a question and take one thing they say and find a way to relate to it. So you're talking about fucking fishing or golfing or whatever, and I'll be like, so how do you putt so big? How do you putt so far?
I'd be like, is she okay? It seems like she just did a Mad Lib.
How do you
putt big?
Putt.
All right, let's do a Nicky or Picky. You ready?
Yeah, ready.
UUP@betches.com. Tiff, you want to read it for us?
Sure.
Go for it. This is a game we play. They're dating someone, they end it. Was it an ick or were they being picky? Do you get the premise?
I love it, yeah.
Okay.
You guys are doing the Lord's work. I tell all my friends to listen, and I've been to a couple of Jared's hilarious shows. She
Thank
thinks
you.
you're funny.
Oh,
I even bought my parents, and they loved it. Oh, the moms love you.
I told you.
On to my story. My sister says I was petty, so I need your opinion. I was in a 4-year relationship. He moved 4.5 hours away for work a year into us dating. We did 2 years of long distance, and then I moved to his city. We ended up finding a new place together, and it was great, except the shower head in the bathroom sucked. Oh, girl, you're not wrong for that. This is of a particular importance in my family because my dad worked for a shower head company for years. When we move to new places, my dad typically has an extra one lying around at home that he'll install. My dad had recently retired and had lost access to this supply of shower heads. However, he said he had one that wasn't great, but was better than the one we had, and he installed it. 7 months later, we broke up. It was pretty mutual, and we both basically said, you're a nice person, but you're not my person. However, I definitely still had some harsh feelings towards him. My parents came to help me move out, and my ex offered to help as well. I asked if he could help us lug boxes out to the truck. He didn't. He worked on his computer and gazed sadly at us while holding my dog. Weird and annoying. Meanwhile, my mom is going around taking things off the wall along with every nail and screw for me to take. At the last minute, I remembered the shower head. It wasn't a good one, but I didn't need it or particularly want it, but it was mine or my dad's. Without saying a word to my ex, I took the shower head off, snuck it into a bag, hopped into the car, and was out of there for good. My sister said I was basically the Grinch taking everything down to the nails and the shower head. My mom says I should have replaced the shower head with the old one. My dad says if he gets mad, I can just blame him and say he wanted it back. What do you think? Love always, a Grinchy bitch.
What do you think of this, Tiff Baira? So they break up 4.5 years. She brings up a lot of details that aren't really necessary. They broke up and then she moved out. When she moved out, she took the shower head with her, even though she says she didn't need or want it. Do you think that's petty after a breakup or not?
The key way to always be in his head is to steal the shower head. So I think she was just doing what she needed to do.
Well, I like that answer because you're basically saying
be a menace.
she was prudently being petty.
She was fucking with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes people, you just have to do
Her
it.
pettiness was done prudently, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think it was a very prudent way to be petty.
Yeah.
Because like he's gonna go to take a shower. Where the fuck's the shower at?
Right. If you wanted to be petty, this was a really great way to do it. If you wanted to live with him forever in his shitty showers every day, maybe twice a day.
The key to staying in his head is taking the shower head. Like I
Okay.
feel like that's really it.
Well, I would say
do
I
that.
agree she's petty.
Yeah.
I think it's for a different reason. She
I mean, you want
says
the healed answer? I mean, the healed answer, like, I feel like you shouldn't care that much. But I just think this is really funny and like she needed to do it.
I don't mind that she's I kind of mind the way she's telling the story. She's like, we broke up mutually. It was a mutual agreement that we break up. And then all of a sudden she's like, and he's sitting there looking at us teary-eyed with the dog in his hand. So weird. And it's like, okay, then you got annoyed with him the more you saw him on the way out. And now you're like, I'm taking the shower head because this bitch shouldn't be able to shower anymore. And it's like, okay, well, admit that you're angry about this breakup. Don't just sit here and be a hero who's so chill and relaxed. Isn't that annoying the way she wrote this? I hate it.
No, I just relate to her so much. And the way
Right.
she wrote it, like, okay, Carrie Bradshaw, steal that motherfucking shower
Right.
head.
Well, then admit it. Own it. I hate him. So I took the shower
Can I
head.
just say, nothing is ever mutual. There's never a mutual
Totally.
breakup. There's
Well-
always one person that's upset about it and won't admit it. And, you know, it's never.
And when the other person going, yeah, it's mutual.
yeah, it's mutual. It's fine.
Sure. Yeah. No,
If
that's
they're
so cool.
saying, like, it's mutual, one of the other people have been wanting to do it for the last year.
Right. I agree with that. Yeah.
So-
the person who says it's mutual is the one who wanted out.
Yes.
If you say it's mutual, I'm pretty positive you're selling that so that the other person will shut the fuck up.
Do you think it's better to be broken up with or be the one that breaks
Oh,
up?
to be dumped. I want to be dumped every time.
Really? I've never been dumped. I'm always a breaker-upper.
It's way harder.
Yeah.
I don't think dumpers get the credit.
Yeah, thank
The
you.
dumpers
Thank
because
you for seeing me.
Well, you
right
have
now.
to. You
Thank
basically have to shake up something that just could have kept going.
I do it at the same wine bar on the Upper West Side.
Really? What's
Yeah.
the bar?
I've been 72.
Shea Dump.
Shea Dump.
Shea.
I should
I
buy
take
it.
him. I take him to Shea Heartbreak,
Shea
and then oh no, where are we?
I think breakups are better with a little, like if you're both like kind of drunk.
So what's the bar on the Upper West Side? What's the breakup bar?
Bin 72.
Bin 72.
yeah,
I know that bar.
It's on 72nd in
It
Columbus.
has that big square bar. It's actually not a great place to
really
break
bad.
up.
Really
You
terrible.
can see everyone in the place.
It's really horrible.
Why did you choose that place?
Great
Just because
wine selection,
It
yeah.
is a great. I mean, my buddy who sells wine, I've gone there with him.
Did you see anyone getting broken up with? Did you see
He
me
dumped
break
me
up
as a
with
friend. Oh my god! He must have read your book. No, I know. That's. It would have been great if I was there when you were dumping someone.
Oh my god, that would have
my
been
God.
so amazing. Okay, next time I'm about to break up with someone, I'll
That
call
woman dressed as Dolly Parton is dumping that boring dude.
you. So boring.
That guy in the cardigan is getting dumped by Dolly
They're
Parton.
always in a cardigan. Mr. Rogers' daddy.
Is that your type?
No, it's what I've tried to convince myself is. I tried to give up the bad boy, but I fear I like it a lot. I like a musician,
You like a musician?
of course, right?
Who doesn't?
Because
That's
then you can like be written about. I want to be someone's muse, like, and I want to make it. At least if someone's like kind of shitty, I'm like, oh, he's an artist. You know what I mean?
right. You can rationalize.
I can rationalize it.
Right, he's
you know?
tortured.
He's tortured. He's going through. He needs to write that album, and
Right.
that's why he's not texting me back.
He just can't do
He's
this
in
with
the
anybody.
studio.
It would be
No,
anybody he'd be doing this with.
anyone.
Right.
You know.
I get that. I think this was petty. This is all to say.
I'll just say 100% petty, but 100% iconic.
Good for her. I agree. It does have a lasting effect. It is something that will live with him forever. He has to go buy a new shower head and have it installed. And that's the only way to get rid of you and the pain of you dumping him, but saying it's mutual.
Like the shower of shame.
Yes.
Because he has to go to that Bed Bath and Beyond, get the shower. It's a lot.
Let's play some games. You ready?
All right, I'm ready.
UUP@betches.com. We play a game called Red Flag or Deal Breaker. You're dating someone, it's perfect. They do one thing. It's either a red flag, you notice it and stay in, or it's a deal breaker, you end it sight unseen. Are you ready?
Yeah.
JJ and T, love you both. And I'm sure they love you too. Jared, when are you coming back to Nashville? I hope soon, probably soon. I have a small but very real issue on my hands. I've been casually seeing a guy for the last year. We've recently had conversations about becoming exclusive, but there is something that I just can't get over. He eats with his mouth open and will have full conversations with his mouth full of food. For some reason, I cannot figure out how to bring this up. I think because it's so shocking to me every time. It actually makes me mad, and I find myself in a bad mood after we have a meal together. How does someone go 35 years of life life and no one has informed you that this is weird and polite and gross. I think about him coming out with my friends or one day having dinner with my boss or clients and I shudder with embarrassment. So red flag or deal breaker, he eats with his mouth open. Is it crazy that this is a real reason for not wanting to put a label on it? Am I being dramatic? How do I bring this up and try to change this behavior? Sincerely, a misophonia bitch. What's misophonia?
Yeah, that's nice language.
It's a Greek word for like misophonia, like like having a problem with different sounds.
Oh, so it's a
When you hear people eat, you get like
grossed out.
like mentally distressed. I would say.
Oh.
So you misophonia, you get mentally distressed from hearing others eat. I don't have that issue. Are you? Can I admit something to you?
I would love that.
Let me admit something to you. This is one of those things that if someone said to me, "You're eating with your mouth open," I would go, "You're a little too sensitive to people eating, and it's not my problem; it's your problem." Because so it's kind of like to give them feedback. Like if when she says 35 years, no one said it to them. I'm 40. If someone said it to me, I wouldn't believe them because I've made it 40 years without it becoming an issue. That's something like no one said it to me, being my parents or a loved one. So again, whether they're right or wrong, the way it would be served to me wouldn't make me eat it. To stick with the.
Do you chew with your mouth open?
I don't know. I'm just saying I've never
Have you ever
had
looked
that.
at yourself eating?
Why would I do that?
You never filmed yourself eating?
I film myself eating all the
So
time.
you could go back and check the receipts.
Yeah, but I don't care. I mean, I wouldn't think enough
But
about
maybe
it.
you don't care because you're not one and it's never impacted those around you.
Well, yeah, I guess it's never, I've never, I think we're all personally motivated. I've never been impacted by chewing with my mouth open or felt impacted.
Okay, but is there another thing that like, I know scent is very specific, right? Like, has there ever been like the most gorgeous girl in the world, but you don't necessarily like her scent, or there's something that they've done? It doesn't necessarily have to be the like eating wise, but is there something that
turned me away from them? Mm-hmm. Maybe loudness.
Yeah.
Like not really understanding. And I don't mind a loud woman. If anyone has ever met my mom, they would know that. I can't not like a loud woman. But if they don't understand the temperature of the room.
like self-aware, like they can read the room. Yes.
If you can't take your voice level to the level that the room kind of lives in or understand, if you go big in a room, you have to be really going big.
Yeah.
You know, if you go, but at normal talking, if it's like, if you're saying full names at full volume, like that affects me.
As someone quite loud as like an entity.
Yeah.
When I'm on a date with someone, if they're talking very loud, it really like freaks me out. Like
I'm
I
the
have
same
to
way.
leave. So I feel like the reason I asked that is because like
Sure. It's a good question because I guess I've never noticed someone also because I don't notice it, I feel that someone noticing it on me is being sensitive.
right. But
So, like,
if you can empathize with something that's
Right.
affects you.
Misophonia is when certain everyday sounds trigger an intense automatic emotional reaction like anger or anxiety.
My
I guess
ex's
we have
voice.
misophonia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your ex's voice. Yeah. And here he is. We brought him in. No.
No. Okay. So I think
So,
like,
but go with what you're talking. Go with your point. So
What?
you're saying that I should
forgot what I said. What did I say?
the talking loud thing.
Okay, so I feel like all of this is to say it depends like how important this is to you. I don't think you can necessarily change someone that doesn't want to change. So if this guy, number one, have you made him aware that he does it? If you haven't, I think it's an easy 3-step thing. Figure out how important this is to you, which it seems very important to her. Second thing, make him aware. And then see if his response, if he wants to change, and if he doesn't, I think it is a real deal breaker.
I think it's a deal breaker because she's connecting it to morality. She's the fact that she's even sitting here going, well, how could someone go through 35 years of life without knowing? It could very well happen. There's adults who chew with their mouth open. Don't make it like it's something, you've made it into way more than it has to be, which probably means you don't like him.
Yes, that's
You
so
know,
real.
when you start connecting it to, well, you've been here on earth for, like, you're just trying to take him down at that point. You're not trying to help him. It's like, we get comments on YouTube. If someone says to me, Jared, stop interrupting the guest, I I kind of don't trust that as a person who wants to see me be better. Because if they said at minute 12, I really wanted to hear what Tiff wanted to say. And I really wish you would have asked about that more and really zoned in there. I would go, wow, this person really cares about me, the show, where its direction is, about me getting better. But to just say vaguely, how could you go 35 years in life without knowing how to chew? I wouldn't really know how to fix that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be helpful.
Oh, I think this is like a big thing that I'm always trying to talk about is like we get so quick to call something an ick, but I think it's easier to hide in the ick than to face that like maybe number one, we're afraid of real connection, and number two, that like maybe we don't want to look at ourselves at the same time. It's easier to find someone else's problems than look at your own.
Right.
And dating, it's the most vulnerable and real reflection of yourself because you're putting yourself out there to be judged literally every date. So I think like to your point, if it's something that is bothering you and it's someone worth having the real conversations with, you approach the conversation with, hey, like, I really have loved getting to know you. There's one thing, like, every time we're eating, like, your mouth is open. Like, is that just comfortable for you? Or like be inquisitive, not judgmental.
I'm trying to think. It's like, yeah, it's real comfortable to me to look like a pig. Like
No, but if you take it, it's like, so like, and I could be like, well, you know, sometimes when I'm at the gym, like I always try to relate it to something kind of gross about me. So it's like, when I'm at the gym, I'm sweaty and you probably want me to shower before I get into your bed. I don't sweat. So I can't relate to that. Anyway. But
Tiff brings up something that doesn't involve her at all to relate to this pig who won't shut their mouth when they eat.
I mean,
Yeah, well, I could imagine how someone would sweat maybe sometimes when they go to the gym, but not me. I'm gorgeous all the time. But when you chew like a horse while we eat, you could understand how a sweaty person...
I'll be honest. I snort sometimes. I really do. And I've worked on it because it's really embarrassing. So
I've never heard a snort and thought negatively about the person.
Well, I mean, thank you for having an open mind.
Well,
right?
I always think the snort is overrated as a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like when I see someone get embarrassed that they snorted, I'm like, who's the one that's like, look at this fucking loser?
But my biggest quote and my kind of just way I live my life is like, embarrassment is a choice. Like people probably look at me all the time and are like, oh, this girl's a fucking clown. Actually, a man on the way here literally looked me straight in the eyes and laughed. And I said, I'm so happy to provide a giggle for you. So I think
just laughed,
just a direct eye contact, laughed in my face, and I was like, LMAO, like I love that energy. Like at least it's
like
something.
Happy Valentine's Day to you.
Yeah, can't we just love? But I think the main thing here, to your point, if you really like him enough, have a conversation from a place of being inquisitive, not judgmental.
I would do it in the moment. Hey, you're talking with your mouth full, and I am catching all your molars and all the gross stuff going on in your mouth. I don't know. I think in the moment, it would be like, I do understand how someone would be like, you're attacking them, but I'm like, you kind of want to have, like, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it vaguely.
Yeah.
Hey, right now, you are literally chewing with your mouth open and I'm seeing everything. And I don't even know. I feel like this person hates this person.
Yeah, if you like him, have the conversation. But I do, like, if you want a relationship to stick, you got to get past the icks. It's real conversations, not just pushing people away.
I think also what you're talking about kind of relates to the other side of it. Like we don't want, the ick is easier than, hey, I just don't have a connection with them.
Yeah.
I don't have a connection with them is taking self-responsibility, is going, well, because I think a lot of us want to, when you end something with someone, you want to find a way to vilify them over going, who am I? Because a lot of us go, who am I to dump someone?
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people have the confidence to say, yeah, fuck them, that nice person that I really am attracted to that I just don't see a future with. Like you generally don't say that. Generally you go, let me find one little thing that my friends will go, yeah, you were right. You can never be with someone. They'll never find love. They chew with their mouth open.
Shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who could ever love them? All right, let's do one more. Red flag or deal breaker? JJ and T. I'm a single woman in New York City and had a recent dating situation I can't stop thinking about. I went to a party, met a guy, and later that night, with a little liquid courage, DM'd him something simple like, hey, it was nice meeting you. I was hoping it would open the door to ask him out. He read it the next day and never replied. A couple months later, I ran into him again at a mutual friend's event. Despite the awkwardness I felt knowing he'd left me on red, we ended up talking a lot, and it was actually fun. This time, he was the one flirting, asking what I was doing the next day and suggesting we hang out. Here's the problem. I felt surprisingly turned off. I couldn't shake the fact that he ignored me before. Now suddenly he's interested. Red flag or deal breaker? Is it fair to see being left on red as a deal breaker, even if he's showing interest now? What do you think?
I think it's just maybe not even a red flag. Because like I leave like my best friends on red because I'm just not a texter. I hate this like idea that like just because you might not be the biggest phone person that you hate them. Like I like will leave someone on red and respond 2 weeks later. I think focus on how he's acting in person. Like if he left you on red and was giving you the cold shoulder in person, maybe then like that's an ultimate deal breaker. But like, are you gonna let the phone win over the IRL experience?
Here's the other thing about this. It's all about timing. You can get a DM from someone, you can get a text from someone and be like, I'm dating someone else. That needs to be ended. I know I need to end that. You don't know where he is on this planet Earth to answer your text. In person, it's happening just like you said. This is great. We're enjoying ourselves. I think shooting another shot, that like there's a reset there and that's okay. But I also, the other problem is I've been very nice to people in person that I would not respond to on DM. We generally go
I love your honesty.
the path of least resistance. And if someone's in front of me, hey, good to see you. Oh my God. And then they DM like, let's go on a date. That was so much fun. I don't know about that. Like there's people that and again, you don't know. That's why it's not worth getting down about not like that. That's why it's not worth it to not send the DM.
Yeah.
It's worth it to send the DM because, hey, you felt something. You're not the one thing people have to remember when they date, and it's something I remind myself often. I am not sitting in a padded cell wearing a straitjacket. Let's remember that at a baseline. Mm-hmm. So if you felt something while talking to a person in public, that is something and enough for you to reach out to them. Again, you're not crazy. You're not strapped in. You're not in a padded cell. So they obviously wouldn't be weirded out to hear from you in some way. You know what I mean?
I always say you can't lose what you don't already have. Mm-hmm. So like, what the fuck do you have to lose?
Right.
Send the text. You're still going to be single the next day, or maybe you could get a relationship. It doesn't matter. Like your baseline is already single. So anything you do from here, if you do want to potentially date this person, is a win.
Right.
I think we all get like the ego of it all, like being like, I got ghosted or I got left on red. I mean, if your best friend told you this story, you wouldn't be like, oh my God, you're a freak. It feels more severe because it's your life. But
right.
The action in itself is very normal to your point. So I mean, I feel like just in like, of course, I talk about dating, but I think this is I say how you live is how you date, where it's like, we're so easy to be like, I could never get that job. I could never get that person. I could never do that. And you're telling yourself these narratives, and that's why we're getting stalled. So
right.
You have to actively fight against it. So if you think someone's hot at a party, shoot the fucking message. They don't respond, at least you tried.
I'd also do a soft version.
Yeah.
So you came in hot with a DM, let's go get drinks, and they don't answer. Now you meet in public, okay? Wow, we really connected. That felt like something. And then you go, I'm going out with my 3 girlfriends to Jeans this weekend. You know what? I'm going to shoot that guy a message letting him know that me and my friends are going to Jeans. Here's a great text. You and your friends should come.
Yeah, you and your
friends should come. Now it takes a little bit of the pressure off it.
And you might like the friends more.
You never know. But you're inviting someone that you've already vetted in person. They're new. They're exciting. They're an adventure. They're not the same old group. Hey, I'm going with 2 friends to this bar in our neighborhood this weekend. You and your friends should come. We'll be there around 10. Meet us out.
Yeah.
And now you don't have to do numbers. You can be out. You can enjoy whoever's at the bar. If they show up, added bonus. Maybe they show up alone and look at that. They've made a power move. Maybe they show up with 2 friends and you like one of the friends just like you said. That would be great. But I think that's like a good, hey, let's take the wind out of this a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of like dating stuff, you really just want to get in front of the person. Just like you said in the beginning, just be at the bar and see them and make the eye contact and breathe them in a little bit.
Take the pressure out of it.
Right.
Like it's just a date. It's just talking to someone. Like
right. And it doesning even have to be a date. It's,
Yeah.
him and his friends came. Or she and her, she came with her
Yeah.
2 friends. I do this all the time on the road where I like will reach out and I'll be like, I'll do this, I'll go, hey, I'm in town. We follow each other and I saw that we follow each other. Or I'll be following someone and known them over the years. Hey, I'm in town. I'm doing a show this weekend. It's at 7:00 and it should be a lot of fun. If you and your friends want to come, I'll put some names at the door and you guys would, you're more than welcome. No pressure either way.
But you only do that to people you like, right?
I would do that to someone I want to see and spend time with. Yeah.
So, and I think that's like in and of itself. Shoot that one text. I call it like, that's your one shoot your shot text.
Mm-hmm.
And then let them do something like that. You know what I mean? So in this situation, vibes were good in person.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't send another text after that, honestly.
You wouldn't? I would do a reset. I don't think there's anything to lose.
I mean, there's nothing
What's to lose?
There's nothing to lose, but I think there's something really hot and beautiful about being wanted. And I also love a guy that can take that step. I don't need to I don't need to walk him on his leash to me. It's like I want someone that knows what they want and is willing to get it. Especially if I took that initial initiative, they saw me, they should remember me.
I think it's also okay to send that text and be turned off that they came and that's what it took.
Yeah.
There's everyone's
right or
building
wrong.
a resume though.
Yeah.
But I, like what you're saying right now, I agree with the idea that like it feels good to be wanted. Like I can't tell you how to feel. Of course, feel however you feel. I think if you send that text, like I think it's a great thing to like send that text. Hey, my friends and I are going out. I saw you the other day and we had a great vibe. I'll be at this bar at this time. And then they come and you go, it might make you see them in a different way. I took all this for you to come. Like that's not reasonable.
Yeah.
But it is how you
but
feel.
What if you like them more? That's another
great.
thing. Yeah, but what if they still don't like you and you like them more?
Well, if Graham, I don't know.
There has to be a statute of limitations here. You got to give a cutoff time.
Well, I think at that point you get into trying.
Yes.
I think trying is a good thing.
I always agree. So I feel like we're all on the same page where it's like.
But you're protecting your heart right now. Like I think, this is, I don't date domestically. When you say, well, what if they like you and what if they act like they like you and you like them even more? Yeah. Isn't that the point?
How emotionally available do you think most people in New York are?
Not very, because I think they have other passions and pursuits that they want more than a relationship.
A career can never hurt you like a man can.
That's right.
But
I've been hurt by my career.
But I know. Well, but at least the thing, career, hopefully most of the time you get back up and you're in control of it.
I think that's like the big difference here, in New York and especially 29, you're meeting a lot of people and everyone's here for something else. It costs too much money to live in New York to be here for love. I
moved here for love.
Did you?
Now every man I've ever dated, I said, just so you know, because I like to be transparent, you will always come second to my career. And I've told that to every single man I've ever dated, even in casual. Yeah, because I think
Do you think that's a way of like blocking yourself off a little bit?
I don't think it's a way of blocking. It's a way of showing that like, I think you get one shot, especially as a young person that didn't come from anything, to really make your dreams happen. And I'm not going to let anyone get in the way of that. They can add to my life and help me build, but I'm not in the...
You say that, wouldn't you say that to someone? Do you say that to them preemptively?
Well, I like to let people know what they're getting into.
Right.
Because I think like, especially like, you travel, you're on the road. Like I'm the same way. Like I'll be gone for like months at it. Like, I'm not always here.
Sure.
So it's like you need someone that, because I do think there's no neutral love. There's like either someone that's really adding to your life and building you up, or they're taking your energy. And I think a lot of times some guys, this is just me personally speaking, not a flat statement, but they like your shine, they like your sparkle, and then they get intimidated by it and try to destroy your confidence.
Sure.
So it's like, no matter your gender, no matter who you're dating, it's like you have to know what your priorities are and protect it and fight for it,
Sure. Well, yeah, it's funny to like, I had a woman I dated and she told me, I'll always be second to your career. Hated hearing that.
Was it true though?
at the time it probably was. And I mean, we're not together anymore. So yeah. And I didn't like hearing it because it was almost like it took away the illusion that that could change, or that, and it was also kind of announcing that that would be held against me. Like that was going to be something that was now being seen. It wasn't our pursuit, which it wasn't. I'm not saying it should be, but it just didn't feel like, when that's being said to me, I was like, maybe this relationship is over.
Well, the right person will be part of the journey, and they'll love that about you.
Right.
But I think some people don't know what they're getting into off the jump. I think like we're all our PR selves. I think the first 6 months of our relationship, and then it's so fun to date the comedian, so fun to date, and then they see the reality of when you bomb a show or when you have the best show of your life. You want to like they never. There's an up and down.
I guess from my end, it felt like I was being told that, because I didn't believe that. Like I didn't really see it that way. I didn't see it as this like totem pole.
Yeah.
So in the relationship, I always felt that I was being a good boyfriend and then also pursuing this career, and then each individual decision was made on its own. It wasn't like career first. It was more nuanced and about context of like, well, I can't make it to this event that we would normally go to because I have this other thing. It wasn't like, the list.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think, relationships are more messy than, I guess I'll come more second to that. I think it's, I don't know. I didn't like the sound of it.
The harshness of it.
Yeah. Whether it was true or not, it didn't feel like a partnership to be told that.
But I think partnership, to your point, is messy. And it's like the right person will ride that with you and like be there for you in the ups and downs, and you'll be there for them. But I think like a lot of times you see this where it's like the trope, right? Like a very successful person with someone that might just be like being taken care of or something like that. Or two very successful people and they're not communicating what they need. I think like the nuance of communication has been really lost, and I think the grass is always greener effect is very real, where it's like instead of facing the problems that are coming from inside the house, it's better to run to something easier. So I don't know the solution, but I do think like compatibility isn't personal, but also knowing your priorities before you enter into a relationship is going to save you a lot of time.
If you're the guy in Berlin listening to this, this is what Tiff wants. Okay, she doesn't want your bullshit WhatsApp anymore. Okay, you just heard everything she wants. Tiff Baira, thank you so much for coming on. Everyone go check out StreetHearts. Follow at Tiff Baira on all platforms. Also, the book, The Modern Dating for Dummies by Tiff Baira, is out right now. Buy it. Go enjoy it. Learn about your dating life. I'm Jared Freed. We are here every Wednesday and Friday. Back on Friday. Boom.